Good evening. Welcome to another Fast Panda live stream. We have all four of us because we're going to do an update on our tale of Four Pandas. Apparently, we're all going to wave manically as well at the camera. And we're going to talk about Studio Update 42 and a few other bits and pieces. Did I miss anything, Claw? I got distracted
No,
by
we've
all
got
the
a giveaway.
waving.
Yeah, we've got a giveaway, and we're giving stuff away. That's nice. I like giving away stuff away.
This is true. We do have a giveaway. Should we start with the giveaway?
Do you know what? Let's get it out of the way and get it done, and we can kind of move on from there. While that's playing, just give us a shout out where you are, from where you're from, that kind of thing, and we'll give you a shout out in a minute.
And we will roll VT for the giveaway.
So now it's the time for the members bit. And corporate bit, we don't really like doing it. The reason we created the channel is to create a community, to show people how to play Infinity. And if I can play it, anybody can play it. It's not hard. It's not difficult. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a community of like-minded people, Infinity players around the world, who can come together, chat, share videos, comment, all that kind of stuff, share our journey, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. We wanted a community. We don't want to make money. We're not going to make money because this is a niche hobby and a niche game in a niche hobby. So yeah, we're not going to make any money. We understand that. We're fine with that. This is why we just kind of like have a game with mates and film it. So we do have a membership at the lowest level possible. Now, this is to allow you guys to join our Discord to create that community. There are quite a few guys and girls who are in membership, but they're not on the Discord. If you want to send me a message on Instagram, on Facebook, and whatever, I can sort you out and get you on that Discord, and we'll get you chatting with the rest of us. Quite a huge, really active Discord channel for Infinity. I love it to bits. And you get to see behind the scenes, and you get to chat to others, and give you your ideas and all that kind of stuff. It's great. So if you are a member already and you're not on Discord, let me know and we'll sort you out. We'll get you on that Discord and we'll get you chatting. Other things is because we've got membership, we get a bit of an income, tiny income. And so we kind of give stuff away, randomly give stuff away. It's not going to be a regular thing. It's not going to be a second Tuesday on every 3 monthly rota rubbish. It's just when we get stuff in. Now, the last giveaway, we gave away the 012 Torchlight stuff. Now, we still have in our sticky mitts the reinforcements that we gave away to an M. Svedlund. We've asked to get in touch with us to give you this. We want to give you stuff. Reach out. Let me know. I can send it to you. Please. Come, Mr. M. Svedlund. Get in touch, or if you know him, tell him. We want to give him stuff. This is the last chance. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll give it to somebody else. Very straightforward. Right, you've been told. Other thing is, talking about giveaways, we have a giveaway to you. We have got these military orders. You know what, that doesn't do it justice. Let's have a nice 80s game show assistant. There we go. Look at that. Military orders. You can be a new army straight away on the shelf. Get you going with the military orders. I enjoy military orders. It's really nice. So these were donated by Copper, who is a regular on the tournament UK tournament scene. And yeah, he's just an all-time nice guy. If you ever see him, chat with him. He will chat with toy soldiers with you all day long. Really nice guy. And as you can see, we had a laugh on the last two battle reports, last on Friday and things. Really nice guy. So big love to Copper. We love you, buddy. Thank you for this. So better give it get away, really, aren't we? So who's going to win? Let's have a look.
Here we go. So who's going to win? All the names are down here. Not too many, so you got a good chance. Let's have a go. Oh, the tension. Alexander Haynes. Congratulations, buddy. We'll get it out to you as soon as possible.
So, congratulations, Alexander. Get in touch. I know you're on Facebook, at least, so I can get in touch with you and get you all get that sent out to you as soon as possible. Which takes me on to the next thing. So, if you become a member, drop us a line. We'll get you on the Discord. It's a really nice chat, nice community worldwide. We've got guys in the colonies and everything. So, love you to bits. But next giveaway, I just went to the UK Games Expo and got 2 of these, but one's mine. Next giveaway is going to be one of these to a lucky winner, and a couple of weeks, 4 weeks, random, when I can be bothered to do another one of these. So we'll give one of these away. A Varangian. Nobody needs a Varangian. They're awful. If you've got O12, you just have to field 14 of them, the maximum of 3, and you tend to see 3 all the time. Really nice model. I've got a spare one. We'll give it away. I think that's it from me, Storm Shroud. So let's get back to the chit chat.
Okay, so well done, Alexander. You're getting some military orders, and thank you very much to Copper for providing us with. I mean, he wins too many tournaments.
He does. He wins far too many.
Okay, so that's the housekeeping dealt with.
Okay, shall we give a shout out to people who's actually watching us now, which I think we should.
Probably should.
Okay, so Philip Davidson from St Helens, good evening. Nice to have you along. Mr. Endo P, good evening. It was great to see you last weekend. We didn't actually play, which is nice. So baggage bots, we didn't have to fight them in.
I don't think we had any.
It's still there, living rent free. Nexus, good evening. Member for 3 months. Absolutely fantastic. Nunky Mutts, good evening. Pandalings, good evening to you, buddy. Jam, Mr. Steve Cooper, good evening. Need to have a word with you in the Discord at some point. I've got something, I can't remember what it is now, but I'll have a chat with you later. Hoppy can confirm, great Discord channel. It is. Do you know what? The Discord channel, the more people get in there, the busier it gets, the more random it gets, the more images, that thing. And when you're playing a game and you've come across that rule that you're not quite sure about, it's one of those places you can kind of type in that question and you'll instantly get an answer. It's really good because even if Rules Monkey Storm doesn't answer it, there's plenty of other people in there that are very, very clued up on the rules and will kind of give you the answers straight away. So it's really quite good. So if you do become a member, jump in that Discord. And like I said, if you are a member and you're not in it and you want to get into it, drop me a line. We'll get you sorted out. Speckers Bud, good evening, Tam.
Say hello to the peoples.
That feels redundant.
And Matthew Hipkin, good evening. And good evening to you. Glad to have you along. So, drop us a line, say hello, all that kind of thing. So, it's a bit cool. Steve Cooper, you want to chat? Do I need to be worried about in custody?
Always be worried. So, we had a studio update not that long ago. Should we talk about that before we dive into our Tale of Four Panda progress?
Yeah, we can do.
So we saw images for a few things coming. I think they're all coming in July. First up, we're getting a new set of bases, which look fine. They're bases.
Do you know what? I like this kind of thing. It's the kind of thing you add to an order to get it over the free shipping.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Are these the ones that aren't just like space platform? Yeah, they're a bit more like outside.
Yeah. You got you can have your tactical rock and your tactical gubbins on these ones, so I think they've done well. Sidecast, I guess. They can kind of churn them out pretty quickly.
But, they're nice. It's nice that they're expanding the range of bases that they do for people who.
They did some tufts and grass and other bits and pieces I've seen recently. Am I mistaken? I'm sure I've seen some other bits on there, some tufts and grass and other bits and pieces.
Oh yeah, they teamed up with somebody, didn't they?
They did. I mean, I'm now going to Google it.
Okay.
want to say gamer grass, but I might be wrong.
Okay. Whilst you're doing that, we'll move on to something that I'm sure is going to get Voidspear very excited. It's the first picture we've got for the Wrecker, the render of the new little Torchlight tag. What do we think of this?
I'm biased. I'm going to let everyone else go first.
Fair enough. I do think it looks a bit like a transformer. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just my first thought when I looked at it looked like a transformer. It's also wearing a crown, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the Anaconda's got a very similar headpiece to it, but it does look something out of straight 80s power dressing with those shoulder pads.
It does. I do
Yeah.
love the double chain rifle, though, which
Yep.
apparently isn't a chain rifle, as you were explaining to me earlier, because chain rifles are illegal.
Even though
Yeah.
that really does look like a chain rifle.
It looks like two of them
we
strapped
made
together.
it more deadly. We improved it. It's double. It shoots more. So clearly, it's not a chain rifle, and that's how we're getting around the Concilium Convention.
Okay.
Happy with it.
Is it optional on the profile? Because the image on there's one of the images doesn't have it.
Yeah, good
The
point, I
angle
noticed that.
from one of them definitely looks like it's missing the chain rifle.
Oh.
But I think it's going to be a nice little tag. It's definitely a little unsolid. I look forward
I
to
love
seeing
it. I'm a little bit gutted it's not the heavy rocket launcher profile, because I think that's going to be the most popular one. But it's certainly going to appear in my list, and to be honest, anyone who played me at Sheffield realised there's going to be more than one of them in the lists. Claw's
I
really
don't
shaking
like the
his head.
sound of that.
I say we're all really excited for this possibility, as you can
Yeah.
tell from the deathly silence that washed over the live.
If it's any consolation, I'll go into this later with everyone going, they're broken. It's really not. Okay. I actually played in first round, I played against Darth Pingy, and it was a Torchlight off. We both basically playing different variations of Torchlight. Round one, I'm the active player. I spent 5 orders with one of my wreckers going head to head with one of his wreckers. After 5 orders, my wrecker was in fact broken in pieces and dead, and his didn't even have a scratch on it. So they are not broken. It is fine. Apart from
That's just your dice kind of like balancing the universe.
Yes.
And my dice, thank you for that.
For me, the Wrecker, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the how big it is. I don't like that crown thing he's got on top of the head. I don't like the shoulder pads. I don't like that fin thing that's sticking out the back. I'm just not a fan. I just don't like it. I do like heavy armored, big robot monster things. But this one, it just doesn't appeal to me. I think it might be just a bit too chunky.
It's just a little bit too 80s for you.
It's a little bit too 80s, and his armored codpiece. It's just
Fair enough.
It sticks out an awful lot. It's definitely a boy.
When you see the painted model, it may feel different, but yeah, you're entitled to dislike it.
I have to admit, the codpiece is probably not as dodgy as the Sphinx or one of the others. It might even be the Zeta that's got the really, really narrow just piece of metal sticking quite far too far out. It's not enough to be a codpiece, but it is enough to be basically a mechanical penis.
It's just, yeah. I can see that doing double damage. It's just
double damage from the rear. Yeah.
I think we should move
not
swiftly
my
on.
favourite tag.
I got that distinct impression. Okay, we have new sculpts coming for the using Yaoji remotes, the Rushi and the Luduan, which are probably long overdue, let's be honest. The others have been around an awful long time and are beginning to show their age. So as our staunch advocate of the Jade Empire, what do you think of these, Claw?
I'm not the only one. Tam is a big fan. You know what? It's about time they got redone. They've been waiting for quite a while, and like you said, they are showing their age. The one with the kind of like, which one is it? It's the Rushi, I think, with that kind of single thing fin on the top.
Yeah,
that looks ace. I like that one. I like that a lot. Just looks like it means business. I like the silhouette of the legs and things like that matches the rest of the Yujing remotes. You know, it's a Yujing. It's lovely. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Ludan, not so much. I'm not too sure what those big sail things on the back do.
Well, I'd assume they were the hollow projector that were projecting the image of what it's pretending to be.
Could be, yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
okay.
thought.
I'll give you that. But yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. Certainly a vast improvement on the old ones, and I will be buying them, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tam, do you like them as well?
Oh yeah, very much so. It's same as Claw. They are a vast improvement on the old sculpts. I was actually looking at the old sculpts a couple of days ago, and they do look old and a little out of place amongst the newer Yujing stuff, but they're just so nice. Like the Rushi, especially, can see a lot of people going to be, even if they've got the old one, I can see a lot of people going in on the new one. Because who wouldn't want to? Total reaction bots on the side.
Yeah.
More bullet spitting robots.
Having just assembled one of the old ones, because I can take Rushi and Ludo, I'd like to take some credit for the fact these are now coming out in July. But yeah, the old ones are definitely showing their age. So I think they were long overdue. Anything to add, Void?
I'm just going to disagree with all of you. You're all wrong. No.
Okay.
I have to admit, I had a bit of a soft spot for the old sculpt. Not for the actual models themselves. They are a nightmare to build. No. I actually quite like the Lud one with the thing sticking over the back because it changes its silhouette. Because what I don't get is the Rushi with that fin on the top, and it's got a really, really tiny body, and then the big legs out front. It's almost like a sort of triangular silhouette, which just seems a bit weird to me. I think, especially for an S4 remote, it needs to be a bit chunkier. I'm not saying the older sculpts are better. They're not. And it does look cool. It's just, I don't know, it looks a bit weird for me. But then again, I liked the 80s power dressing Rekka tag, so, not counting for taste.
That's fair enough. So, next up, we have, I believe it's going to be a box set for Hack Islam reinforcements. Or Assassin Baram reinforcements. We're getting a new Lasik with the viral rifle, which is an awesome profile, and I far prefer it to the sniper rifle. And this is a lovely new sculpt.
Yeah, I've had a quick flick through these Hakizam ones, and I think they're gorgeous. I really want a Hack army. I've got a Hack army. I need to expand it, but I'm busy doing.
Well, you'll have 3 models here. You could expand it with.
I think I think I would buy them because I think I just think they're great. I think they're really nice.
I do think that the viral rifle profile is definitely my favourite of the two Lasik weapon options. I prefer it to the sniper. Move it into the middle of the board, stick it in suppression fire, upset everybody. It's great.
Especially anyone with bears.
Anti-bears.
Yeah.
No. So, anything to add on the Lasik, Tam or Void?
I'm not a huge fan, but I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the Hack Islam aesthetic.
Fair enough.
The Hack Islam and the Ariadne stuff has never appealed to me. But I do like the sculpt for the rival rifle. It looks like some big, chunky, semi-auto shotgun.
Yeah, it's not instantly recognizable as an actual viral rifle, which, don't get me wrong, I really like the silhouette. There's nothing wrong with that. I really like the model as well. I'm probably going to have to buy that, even though I probably don't run Hack Islam at the minute anymore since N3. But yeah, I do like the sculpt of the new gun, but it isn't instantly recognizable as a viral rifle. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, they've changed the look of the viral rifle from older editions, certainly. The next one of this box set is going to be a new sculpt for the Fade with a boarding shotgun.
Just what we need, more impersonators.
My initial thought was it hasn't been that long since they did a new Fade sculpt. But then I thought, actually, no, it was ages ago. It was Red Veil, which is probably more years ago than I should probably be. I think it was. And that one, was weapon agnostic. It didn't have a weapon other than the sword, as I remember. So
Yeah.
I do like the
It's,
sculpt.
the sculpt, the tactical gubbins at the bottom is still on. No idea what that is, but the sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. The profile should be banned, but the actual sculpt is lovely. Yeah, I think it's the pose is good. They can only do so many, but this one's I do like this one. This one looks like it means business.
Pose is good. I again like the sculpt of the weapon.
But it's still Hack Islam.
It's not that it's Hack Islam. It's another tactical rock that's stuck on the bottom of the mini, and they're just a bit of a pet peeve of mine.
Fair enough.
Because they're not easy to remove. Like if they did them as a separate piece that you stuck on or didn't, I think they'd be a lot better.
Yeah, because if they don't match your base style, then it throws it out. Like I'm.
Yeah.
It can make it a challenge.
And this one's angled as well.
Yeah.
But it varies the pose that they can do for the human figure, though. Why they do it.
And it allows them because they run with the silhouette system, not the size of the mini. It does mean they can be a lot more creative and dynamic with the poses and whatnot. And I get that. I just wish.
Because you're not going to. Yeah, that's not going to touch a building to being total cover, is it?
No. I just wish that if you were going to use tactical rocks, they were a separate piece. But again, that's not necessarily the easiest or cheapest thing for them to do on the manufacturing side.
Okay, last of the trio is my favourite of the three, the Farzan. I think this is a lovely sculpt. I think that flowing cloak cape thing looks fantastic.
I don't know what the profile is for these. I've got to make my ignorance. But yeah, the cloak does look good. I imagine they've got some kind of mimetism type thing. But yeah, they look so Dune, don't they? If you like the film Dune and you're getting into Infinity, you'd certainly look at the Hack Islam and think, yep, they're for me.
Farzans definitely have some mimetism. I think they come with some camo profiles. Chain of Command is the thing I always associate with them.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's a lovely sculpt. And I think we'll round out that box of three quite nicely. Which just leaves us with one render that we saw in the update. But we don't need to talk about Ajax, do we? No one's interested in a new Ajax sculpt, I don't think.
Yeah, I like it. I've got the old one. You just got to love Ajax. He's just ace.
He does have some cool lore. I do like the fact that they kept him around, even though he is, let's go with mentally limited.
Hulk, go smash.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I love the fact that they kept the man bag, which is obviously where he stores all those combi rifles. That's cool pose.
I remember a game with him where I wanted to get into a building, so I just kind of smashed through the wall. It was great.
Who needs a door when you have an Ajax? But there is another tactical rock.
Yeah. I mean, I will be getting that more to paint, I think, than use. I think it'll be because it's on a 40mm base.
Yes, it
so
will be.
Yeah. So it's going to be quite a decent sized chunky mini. I think it'll be quite enjoyable to paint. But I'm not sure. I think I'd probably run Agamemnon over Ajax because I prefer the Agamemnon mini.
Fair enough. And that's all the renders I think we saw from the studio update. So should we catch up with the comments and stuff before we move on to our Tale of Four Pandas stuff?
We can do. I'll scroll back up again. Bear with.
The last thing I saw was Steve asking if he should be worried that you want to talk to him.
Yeah, Matthew Hipkin. Yes, please, on the Discord dates. Yeah, just if you kind of PM me, I'll sort you out, mate. Nunky Butts have explored the Panda rules Nexus on Discord several times. Super useful. Steve says it was Green Stuff World bases. Yeah, you're right. Or Gamer Grass. I had a quick look, and they've got quite a few bases on there, but wasn't on them. Steve Cooper says, "Boo, evil space popo."
I agree.
I think Richard Rossford, I think, commenting on your
On the wrecker.
your demo was so 80 it hurts. He loves it. Great.
Oh, it could have been that.
Could win that. Steve says, still haven't forgiven Void for planting that Colombian banana powder on Cornac. Nexus, Void is not the only one getting excited by the record. I've been getting mileage out of the Spitfire process, says Nexus. Steve says, been considering hack for a while. May have to pick up these new sculpts. The Fide is very cool.
They would go lovely on that desert board of yours. That's true.
They certainly would. Richard says, Fide still got the button knife as a sword. Yeah, I'll certainly give you that one. Lobo, hi Lobo. The Laseek doesn't have MSV, and so doesn't really do anything against bears in suppression fire if it's in the middle of the board. It gets smoked and then murdered in close combat. The sculpt looks nice.
I wasn't meaning to put it in suppression fire necessarily against a bear. I just find them in suppression fire in the middle of the board, especially if your opponent doesn't have the ability to smoke them out or something good in close combat. They can be a real roadblock because they've got -3 mimetism, they don't cover, and then the -3 from the suppression fire. They're difficult to shoot out, and your opponent then has to spend other orders to get around them. That's my opinion, and you're a far better player than me, so I should probably just shut up and let you have the point.
Yeah. We love you, Lobo.
Oh, we do.
Nicola Riskic says, greetings from Serbia. Good evening, Serbia. Transby Healing says, hey, folks. Hey. Richard says, Ajax is so constipated. Okay.
I think I'd be angry if I was that constipated as well, though. So.
He does look angry.
Yeah.
Now we know where he's keeping those combi rifles.
I think he's just angry that they gave Achilles hair and not him.
Got a beard. Nothing wrong with having bald and having a beard. I quite like it. Coaching Otter says, have you ever thought about pushing your hobby knife a little too much and your thumb should be bleeding, but it's not? Have you ever thought you've pushed your hobby knife extra too much and your thumb should have been bleeding, but it's not? No.
I know what you mean. Sometimes you catch your thumb and you think that how did I not cut myself?
Yeah. A chunk of flesh hanging off. Do you know what? I don't have that problem. I hold my knife in this hand and I don't cut it.
He wouldn't notice.
That is a drastic solution to that problem.
I remember once spending a week building minis, and at the end of it, my thumb was just a lattice work of tiny, tiny little cuts. You know, where you just scored the print on your thumb. Not really cut it, but it was just a mess. So yeah, I know what he means.
Nunkybot says, there's an Ajax-shaped hole in my steel phalanx and has been there for a while. So the new mini is an absolute no-brainer. I quite like that new mini. It's really nice. He says, in my first ever game, my opponent got Ajax to the back of my line and hammered 3 order monkeys to death. That's what he's there for. He charged forward, hit things with a hammer.
I'll definitely be picking up the new Ajax just so I can return the favour on you at some point, Claw, of all the times I've been Ajaxed. Same going for Atalanta. Okay, so that's all the studio updates. Now we have some updates on our Tale of Four Pandas because as you've hopefully all seen by now, if not, there may be spoilers. We have all played our 150-point games, and we are on our way to our 200-point games. On the 200-point games will be Claw versus Tam, and that means that the Space Pirates are taking on Torchlight Brigade.
Well, what it means is that either me or Tam are going to win our first game, and the Space Pirates are one of those going to lose their first game. That's what it really is.
The Space Pirates are going to lose the first game. Yeah, that's very true. We're going to get shot to pieces by Space Police. Okay.
See, A left after being beaten, so I know what, we'll send in the Space Police to deal with the pirates.
Delegate.
What we're
You're just
doing.
delegating.
Yeah. It's like they've got more manpower, they're more disposable. Just send them in.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And they're broken. The Torchlight are broken.
Oh,
Torchlight aren't broken.
they're
Yeah,
not
they must be,
broken.
because I lost them. They made me. If you go back and watch it, there's a part where the Desrazi, was running forward, and I really, if I'd have remembered I had pictures, I think it would have been completely different outcome of that game. I forgot I had pictures. I really did. I was just
Okay, so given that we're talking about Torchlight, should we have a look at the models you've been painting, Void? Because these look gorgeous. From left to right, can you walk us through what they are?
So on the left, I'm assuming it's going to appear on the left of the screen, is the Nimrod. So I like this as a profile. Don't get me wrong, it would be better if it was a full Epsilon equivalent with a sniper rifle and everything else. But MSV2 with Mimetism, it's a great combo. It's a AP marksman rifle, so it is a lot shorter range, but it's AP, so it can take on some heavier targets. I've only used it.
Going to need. We've seen those heavier targets in 150 points already, haven't we?
What were you possibly implying?
But it's really, really good. I've used it in a couple of games when I was first trying out the factions proxy, and actually, what I found was this is one of those good miniatures to actually get into the midfield and get into suppressive fire. It's only got one wound, so if it takes fire, it's probably going to go down. But it's got the MS32, so you can't smoke past it. It's got Mimetism itself, so Mimetism in cover, in suppressive fire, you're putting your opponent at -9. It's just very, very hard to deal with. But obviously, if you get lucky, it's going to go down like a sack of spuds, which is the only downside. And it is pretty pricey because it's like 30 odd points for a single wound model, so it's a bit. But I do love the idea of it, and hence why I painted it.
It looks gorgeous.
It does. I mean, the model itself, I don't know why. I don't like it on the Epsilon, where he's just standing there with his rifle in the air. But for some reason, it's exactly the same pose on the Nimrod, but put a cloak on it, and all of a sudden it looks cool. Don't know why.
Cloak's cool.
No capes.
So moving across, is that the Ment agent?
That's the Ment. Yeah. Staple of most lists, well, especially when I get to 300 points. She might end up in my 200 point list. I'm not sure yet, but she's great, especially considering, let's face it, there's no point in me trying to, hide who my lieutenant. Well, I'm going to hide it, but I'm not going to hide who my lieutenant's going to be because there's only really one choice, and that's the Raven Eye with the +1 order. And obviously, if I stick the Raven Eye somewhere, or if you manage to figure out who the Raven Eye is, then it's going to get killed. So actually, that chain of command is quite nice, and she's really, really good in the link team as well, especially with that the +2 burst heavy right stopper or light right stopper, one of the two. But yeah, basically in a link team, she can put down 4 teardrop templates of riot stopper goodness.
Riot stopper, not chain rifle.
Riot stopper, not chain rifle. Yeah.
So she's okay. She's using legal weaponry, not cheating.
Yes. Yeah. Covering you in sticky stuff. No, wait, stop.
Is that a Kappa next to the Ment?
No, that's the VDOC.
Was that the Vidocq?
Yeah. I have to admit, that VDOC profile has made it into pretty much all of my 300 point lists that I've tried so far because she's linkable and she's a doctor. So she's quite good. Boarding shotgun, she fills out small link teams like Harris's or duos. She's not bad. And she's NCO as well. So you've got another option for using those 2 lieutenant orders. The model's quite nice, but it's one of those things, and it's just a bit.
It's lacking something.
Yeah, there's not much, and this is going to sound awful, and I'm not personifying the female form or anything like that, but the model itself lacks a bit of chunk. It's very, very Eldar spindly, if you know what I mean. I think not she personally or women, but I think that model or that type of model needs to go down to the gym a bit more and bulk out a little bit. Either that, or either go to the pie shop or the gym. I'm not fussy. There just needs to be a bit more bulk to the model.
I vote for pie shop.
Yeah, gets my bit. And that's a fuzzbot on the end, isn't it?
It is. And do you know what? I don't think I have ever run an Evo hacker, ever. And I can't remember what triggered me to do so, but I think it was the thought of when I was cooking up evil lists involving double primes and things like that, and Claw saying something about pictures and hacking. I suddenly thought, actually, no, that's a really quite good way to get around the prime in suppressive fire in the midfield, hacking. But if I run the Evo bot and put Fairy Dust on it, it's effectively BTS 12. It doesn't actually become BTS 12, but you basically get the -3 firewalls to the heavy infantry, so it becomes a lot more of a difficult prospect to shift it by hacking it. And
Goes through Ikari list, crosses out hackers for 200 points.
But it also could, if I decided to run a TR bot, could put marksmanship on it, something like that. Or one of the other remotes I've got running around the midfield, like my Stormbot or one of the Moonrakers.
Just moving away from the profile and why you take, I think you've done a gorgeous job on that. The freehand on the back for the Torchlight symbol is superb.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not that much of a fan of the Crabbot model, just because it had that big thing on the back, and it was just a lot of blank space. And I was like, what was there? And I thought, I'll give it a go. And do you know what? I've actually impressed myself with that. When I first started out, I thought, I'm going to completely ball this up. It's going to look garbage. It's going to look horrible. And I just went for it, and it just worked out brilliantly. I don't think I could recreate it if I tried, but it did work out brilliantly.
Well, they all look stunning. And as Rich says, did they win one of the painting prizes at the Steel City Insurrection?
Yeah, I came second.
Yeah, they are award-winning.
Yeah,
Nice.
Award-winning.
Okay. So Richard says it's aren't they award-winning Torchlight models now? Question mark. So yes. Nicola Ristic says I'm super excited to see when, if, how the Torchlight will lose a game. I'm not optimistic that they will, unless bad dices or really bad tactical choices. Well, it's a balance. We all know Torchlight is broken, but they've been played by Void, so it'll be balanced again.
Broken is a harsh term.
Right, I'm going to do it. I wasn't going to do it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the rant out of the way now. Okay. Torchlights are not broken. The Prime, in particular, that's got everyone's backup, is not broken. Okay.
Not even that weird -3 thing. Weird.
Nexus will happily testify to. He's killed my Prime more times than I care to remember. Al from Laserforge spent the entire time I played him with my double Prime, double Wrecker list, complaining all the way through that Torchlight were broken as he blew them off the board with his high tie unit. They are not broken. All the problem you've got, and I'm going to call the internet out. Okay, so I'm fully expecting to be assassinated during the course of this, podcast or whatever. But it all the Prime does is it prevents you from stacking the odds so much in your favor that it becomes a sure thing. So effectively, because you've got that -3 from the ballistic skill attack, you can't get rid of. Okay. Consider a Prime in the midfield in suppressive fire. Okay, so it's got MSV1, so you can't smoke past it. So I can still shoot through it at -6. It's in cover at -3. It's in suppressive fire at -3, and it gives you a ballistic skill attack -3. So it's putting you at -9 straight off. If you were to smoke past it and try and shoot it through it, I'm at a -6. All it does is it evens the odds. So you're going into face-to-face with a Prime on fairly even numbers. The only difference between it is going to be the amount of dice you're rolling. And that's why people, I think, or this is my take on it, is why people hate it so much, and the fact that it turns an unfair fight in your advantage into a slightly more fair fight. And if turning things into a fair fight is broken, we've got problems.
Nobody likes a fair fight.
No,
I
don't.
I particularly dislike a fair fight.
Right, rant over. I had to get off my chest.
That's fine, Void. That's what this is here for. It's a group therapy session, if nothing else.
It's quite funny. Both myself and Darth Finger did spend most of our first game at random points just shouting out the tournament, going, "It's broken!" just to wind people up.
Lobo says, I'm a huge fan of the channel, as you put on fun and exciting games with very nicely painted minis, and have most content on the YouTubes. I know how much effort goes into those videos. Thank you, Lobo. We do put a lot of effort into it, but basically we just turn up, have a laugh, and happen to film it. That's generally what we're doing.
Thank you for those kind words. It's appreciated.
Crouching Otter says, question for Void Spear. How do you paint so nicely?
It's a very good question.
Do you know what? If I had an answer to that, I'd happily give it to you. I don't know. Do you know what? I've been painting miniatures for years, and I'll happily accept it's literally only in the past 3 that I've gotten any good. Before that, I was very much Games Workshop, base coat, wash, and half the time I didn't even bother edge highlighting. But I think I got to a point where I just suddenly went, oh, you see all these tutorials on the interweb where they're painting lots of miniatures really gorgeous. Let's give it a go. And I think it was actually, do you know what? The one bit of advice I would give if anyone wants to get better at painting, and I think I got it from Ninjon, and it's not necessarily a painting tip or anything like that, but it's just understanding that when you paint, until your model is finished, it's going to look like a bag of crap. And I think it was in my first vlog, if you saw one of my actual models, it only had like the base colors on. It looked awful. Now, I think one of the best things I've ever done is actually realize that, because I used to get to a point where I'd try a paint scheme out and it looked awful, and I'd just go, oh, I give up. I'm not even going to bother finishing it. But since then, I've plowed on, put the layers on, put the edge highlighting on, and it just looked better. And I've got to a point where I actually quite like it. I mean, I'm not an expert painter by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that's how I've got to where I am now. I'd love to tell you lots of wonderful tricks and tips to help you, but I to be honest, I think it's blind luck and a bit of persistence in my case.
Have you got any words of wisdom, Tam, about painting? Because you're a really good painter as well. What to somebody who's kind of like a beginner or a basic painter, what would your words of wisdom be? Have you got any?
There's a few, like Void said, until it's finished, it's never going to look right. Because your brain is always 5 steps ahead of your fingers. Practice and experiment is the main thing. Like, just watch YouTube, watch whoever you want on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Take everything they say with a pinch of salt. Watch loads, and don't necessarily watch for how to do something. Watch for how not to do things as well, or what you don't like. Like, if I'm starting a new project, I'll spend many hours researching, which is just looking through pictures and looking. It's like that, don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. And it's all about narrowing your options down until you've got some idea of where you're going to go, and then just go with it. If you don't like the result, chuck it in some isopropyl alcohol, scrub it with a paintbrush, start again. It's not. The world is not going to end if you paint a bad mini.
Good job. Speaking for myself.
And you will always be your own harshest critic. I keep getting told off for it because I'm like, oh, that bit's not right. I missed that bit. That bit could be better. And I get told off for it by friends and stuff. So, like, shut up. It's brilliant. So you will always be your own harshest critic, and you just need to ignore yourself and enjoy the process. Don't think of painting as a chore. Just have fun with it. It's part of the hobby, just like rolling dice and having people roll 5, 6, 7 crits in a game against you. It's still fun.
Don't know who you're talking about.
But just enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. You will get better. You will you'll find techniques and methods and color schemes and combinations that you prefer, and stick with them, get good with them, and then start branching out. Try different things. Like there's no right or wrong way to do anything in this hobby, because it's all a subjective aesthetic opinion at the end of the day.
Cool.
There
Right.
you go.
And with those words of painting wisdom, we'll kind of move on. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Richard Russell says, Fuzzbots just need a hug. They do. Mr. No Point, Void's Evo only works if he does not have his link team in the group group hug once targeted. Is that did you play Hendo P?
Yeah, I throughout his game, and I think it was the game against Dice Gods as well, was the other Nomads guided fire list. Yeah, I have a good point. Stop giving the Space Popo grief. Let's give these people grief who run Nomad guided fire lists. No, I had a nasty habit of he targeted my Prime with obviously targeted, and was going to fire guided missiles on him. So I thought it'd be a really good idea to move my VDOC Doctor closer to the Prime, so it could, heal him, as opposed to thinking, oh, that was my last order. My VDOC is now in blast range. That was a good idea.
Whoops.
So, for those of you wondering how Torchlight are going to fail, and you were saying about bad tactics,
Nexus does say Torchlight can lose. I promise you. It's 90% solid. Nicola says it's not broken. They just forgot to balance the sectorial. To me, it feels like they got to about 70 or 80% testing and said, "Yeah, good enough." Nexus says, I lost with my Torchlight against Void Tangusta. It turns out going in suppression 25 inches away from something isn't great for keeping your Prime.
No, that was a grudge match. The Creaser versus the Prime. It's like, that was my -3. Now I'm going to kill you for it.
That's fair enough. Transbehemoth says, I think the issue is more nobody else gets a fair fight. That's fair enough. Lobo says, I agree with Void. Prime is not broken at all. It's a good aero piece, but it lacks the AP. So you can typically spend a couple of orders with a tag to gun it down with little to lose except orders. Gun it down with a tag. I like that. I like that. I'll do that.
Very Pano.
Nicola says, for reasons, the reason they are not finished, ignoring the Prime, Sectorial has too many full 2-wound models with a ton of cheap, super optimized models, and it's silly, powerful fire teams. Lots of Sectorials have silly, full of power teams, so I don't think that's too broken. I think they're okay. And as always, if there is an issue, that will get adjusted by Covers Belly at some point.
Yeah, let's talk about we can put anything we want in a pure Link Team Morat thing going on.
Yeah, I'm loving that.
Or the Shang Jesus Pain Train.
Richard says, especially for new painters, aim to paint neatly and improve brush control. Techniques can come later. Steve says, it makes a game so much better when you're getting reamed by nicely painted broken faction. The Dice Cards Wargaming says, evening, gang. Good evening, buddy. It was great to see you at the satellite as well. If you don't know it, Dice Cards Wargaming a YouTube channel. They're doing a lot of Warcrow stuff at the moment, so if you go check that out, they're really quite good. Nunky Mutts, it's lovely to savor your cracking paint job on your minis as you remove them from the table. Dice Cards says, thanks for that, it's appreciated. And anytime. Hoppy says, I'm terribly afraid to freight Prime. Dice calculators show nearly no favorable options against them. And Nexus, generally think the Torchlight issues is unfamiliarity not knowing about them, and it's a tutorial. So currently an unsolved problem.
I think the answer to that, Hopi, is don't use a dice calculator. Just roll Storm's dice, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, roll double crit 4 times in a row. Yeah, it's
Double crit's fine. I mean, more dice, more better. I can testify to the fact the prime will die just as easily as any other HI if you hit it.
Okay, so shall we move on to the next faction in our little tale of 4 pandas?
Are you volunteering then for a Morat update?
Yes, I have a VT. So shall we run that VT?
You want me to roll VT? I can do that.
Yeah.
So, Stormshard wanted me to do another vlog, let you guys know what I'm up to. So, what have I been up to last couple of weeks? Well, first of all, I apologise about the noise, but we've got printers printing, never-ending terrain printing. I've been to a tournament, the Sheffield tournament, which was great. Shout out to Mr. Rushforth, because he played me the first game and I played Morats and I learnt a lot. More on that later. I also went to the Games Expo earlier on this week, and yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Now, painting wise, I've done a bit. Not enough, but I've done a bit. Let me see. Let's show you what I've been up to. Okay, so we've got these guys already done. I've got both the Turoks done. Not much here. I've been sticking more bits of Micro Art Studio stuff to things. That building's a basic building from, which is an Outpost website thing. I think it looks great with a few extra bits on it. And I printed off some vending machines. So I've got 4 of those. I also bought a big Lieutenant's dice for that first roll, because that's the important one. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I've got. And on my desk, wobbly camera, we have what I'm working on for my 200 point list. I just need to get these 2 done and I'm ready. So I've got the Anyat, which a couple of weeks ago I played Jam, and his Anyat was very successful against my Yujing. So we're going to get her used. And we've also got the Zerat Hacker, which is another nice specialist, mimetism and all that kind of stuff, which is nice. They're both females, so it goes towards the Morat hen party feel, that hunter feel, so that's cool. Yeah, Mr. Rushforth kind of hammered me with the Spitfire, the Yaogat Spitfire, the Yaogat Sniper. At one stage, I had 7 saves from this guy, so he's on my painting disc. Also, this guy's on my painting disc just to make people watch their back package, because nobody likes it. One of these up their back passage, I forget what it's called, but here's the combat jumping dude. So they are going to be coming soon. These hopefully sooner. What else are we doing? Wobbly camera. I picked up these today. I've got Cornac, Mr. Blonde himself, because when I get 300 points, he's got to be a lieutenant, really. And I've got the Morat Extension Pack Alpha, mostly for this guy, for the Rindak. I'm not a fan of the model, got to admit, but I really like the profile. But this guy, specialist, another specialist, infiltrating, get me up the board. Really looking forward to using that one, and whatever that is in the centre. But I'll look into it in a minute. In fact, let's have a look. What is it? Wobbly camera, sorry. Drop shoot, attack board action, yeah. Zerat. The Zerat is great. It's an infiltrating specialist halfway up the board. My mimetism -6 boarding shotgun and cover, great. And the Rindak, I was right. Paramedic, because it's paramedic. Just not a fan of the model, but the profile's quite good. Yeah, so I've got to pick those 2 up to add to my collection over there of Morat stuff. So I've got pretty much just about every Morat I think there is. The Witch Shoulders are over here. They're probably going to make an appearance when I have to build those, because I think everybody's just about saying that I need those, so I probably do. Get some smoke dodge down and running towards them. So I'm going to call them the party boys. The kind of like boys that hang around hen parties. That's great. So, wobbly camera. Last thing, I repainted that T-Rex thing purple. Still not happy. So, comments. What colour should I do it? I might have to have a strip and a colour next time. But anyway. So that's me. Oh, do you want to look at my 200 point army? Let's do that.
Okay, so this is going to be my 200 point list that's going to be facing the LF. I think we're playing frontline. So I've got my Osnat and my Gakis and my Predators, which is nice. Gives me quite a few regulars. I've got two Tyraks this time. Because I liked the profile last time. It worked really well, kind of shoving the shock mines out and letting Void kind of just set them off. The Zuriat Killer Hacker, get me a specialist halfway up the board. Light flamethrower, combi rifle, dechargers. That's going to do things later on anyway. But the Zuriat's nice, and I think having a couple of hackers against LF would probably be helpful. So I've got the Dart Hacker as well, with trying not to remember those pictures this time, because I think that's why I lost. I think that first game. So he's got the pictures, submachine gun, all that kind of thing, and the Anyat, the K1 combi rifle, nice. Chain Colt, smoke grenades, EM grenades. So when I do start running around, it's going to be quite fun. It's also a veteran, which is nice. Special operative. Yeah, it's going to be ace. So I've got the Anyat and the Zerat new in this army. Also a second Turok. The Yagot Spitfire is the Yagot Spitfire. We had him last time. Mr. Boring Monkey himself. So yeah, that's basically it. So not a massive change, because I want to kind of start using it. I want to make sure I use his pictures, because I've now got two hackers. I think I needed two hackers against the left, but we shall have to see. So that's where I'm going for my 200 points. More of a hunt, still that hunting, more at end party type of feel. So I'm kind of looking forward to using that. 250 next. Suggestions, more than happy to read and look at your suggestions. Let me know.
Okay, so Tam is sat there in absolute shock and terror at the number of orders he's just seen in a 200 point list.
Okay, I've got a few orders. We're playing frontline. I think I'll need them.
A few?
Well, they'll all get kind of like destroyed in ARO. More orders you get, more shots back you get. That's the problem.
You also gave us a picture of your two finished.
I did. I got them finished last night.
Is that the Zerat and
No.
Traitak, Anyat?
Yeah. So those two ladies are finished for mine, and I'm ready for my 200 point game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not ready.
You're playing frontline.
I'm
still not ready.
Okay.
Vidal Pagan says, hello Pandas, nice to catch you live. Hi Vidal, it's great to have you on. Richard Rushforth, played him. We'll get to that in a second. Claude does have a mean 300 points of Morat now. He did. I played him on...
I wonder where that came from.
Yep. I played him on the first round of the tournament. It was a great game, really good. At one point, this guy, the Augat with sniper rifle, and in his kind of little link team, stormed across the board, and I think I rolled 7 save dice on that Atalanta. 7 save dice from this guy.
From one shot.
From one shot, yeah, from this guy. Well, actually, it was his burst 4 shots, but yes,
one shot.
Burst 4 double action. It was just like, what? How many? So yeah, that's why he's coming. But in the same game, I had a Rem racer, nice, quiet little Rem racer, sat in the corner, minding his own business, boosting a TR bot. He was loving his life. And then his Rancho came up and started attacking him. And I think we had. The Rancho attacked him 3 times, And at the end of that 3 times, he was still alive, and the ratio had 1 wound less. It's brilliant. You just don't get it. So yeah, the ratio tag versus a Red Racer, and he won over many options. It was great, lovely, great game, absolutely fantastic.
So there you go. Rem racers are broken. You heard it here first.
Are you feeling picked on by any chance, Void? Just a little bit.
Nicola Riskett says, prioritize painting the diplomat. Remember, monkeys always try diplomatic approach first. Yes, I think they do. So yeah, that's why he's there. I'm sure we can do some aggressive diplomatic negotiations with them all.
Okay.
Okay, who's next?
Well, your opponent's going to be Tam. Now, Tam, you've been busy with other bits and pieces, so you haven't got anything finished yet. But do you know what you're working towards for your 200-point list?
I do. It's 3 more minis. I'm sticking with the 150 points I used and failed with against you, and I'm going for a more narrative approach on this. So I'm adding Andromeda.
Lovely
because
models.
I think it's one of the coolest Aleph minis, and they are in a. I've started painting them.
I do like that miniature. I like the profile as well. Getting guard to work is always nice.
Yes, guard, forward deployment, SMG with shock is all nice.
And if you go second, you can stick it into suppression fire straight away.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Knocking a couple of points off my massive order list anyway. Probably worth going into suppression fire first.
Yeah, that's
rather than knocking a couple of points off, a couple of orders off me, which I've got loads anyway.
Don't fall for his mind games. Don't let him trick you.
No, I'd already thought this anyway. She was always going into the army at some point, but she's just jumped the queue over Octavia. I'm going to use a little flashbot remote who's nearly finished. Who doesn't like flash pulses?
Me.
Good. And then because I'm going against the Morats, I was like looking at all the Aleph minis I'd got, this, that, and the other, and they had a brainwave. It's like, I'm facing Morats. So I started working on a Monster Hunter.
That is cool.
That looks very good.
Who will be...
Let me throw you on a bigger screen. Hang on a second, and we can get a better look at it. There we go.
Still very much a work in progress.
Is that one for tag raid?
It is, yeah. I started building the Yi Jing one with the big sword and got it half built, and then I was like, I don't want to paint that. So I put it to one side and went rooting through, and I was like, oh, that one looks a lot easier to paint. And I've spent more time painting this than I have the other things. So I was like, oh, let's use some nice, bright, colourful colours and go for something a bit. It's a nomad one.
Yeah.
So we've gone for lots of bright, clashing colours for it.
Well, yeah, it's got mines, it's got Panzerfaust, it's got flamethrower.
Flamethrower, Panzerfaust. It's camouflaged, so
cheap.
Yeah. And I think those on my original 6 puts me at, I think it's bang on 200 as well, if I remember rightly.
That's cool.
So I'm looking forward to it. 9 orders is better than 6.
I really hope that you beat the evil Morats.
I mean, as long as you don't give him your dice to use, I think I'll be fine. I might have to use not my Aleph dice, because my Aleph dice thoroughly let me down in that game, I think.
They did.
So they might get sacked.
Okay, thank you very much, Tam.
No worries.
Okay, so what have you been up to? And
I'll be honest, I've been struggling a bit with the move to 200 points. I've been struggling to get a list that I like, partly because I didn't know what scenario we were playing until tonight, so that will probably help. Now that I know I'm playing Uplink Center, I remembered. I was worried I was trying to force Akari to do something that I liked rather than necessarily what they were good at. So this is the 200-point list I had been toying around with, where I've taken out one of the tankos from the 150 to add in a brawler engineer, a Drew's hacker, a war driver hacker, and a motorized bounty hunter with Red Fury. Because I do like hacking, but I'm not entirely sure whether I'm trying to hammer a square peg through a round hole.
Let go of the space magic, mate. And
Let go of the space magic and just go for violence. It's possibly what I should be doing. So if there are any suggestions out there, that'd be really appreciated. Because yeah, I'm not 100% happy with that. What I am happy with, and the only model I've actually got painted, because I've got sort of stuck in this loop of no, I don't like that. Let's try another list, so I know what I need to do. No, I don't like that. But then I decided I was just going to paint the thing I was excited and looking forward to painting. I've done my motorized bounty hunter, and because of my MySpaces, and I found one. I've done the snowmobile.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
and I'm really quite
cool.
pleased with that. It's not going to win any painting competitions, but it was fun to do, and it's come out quite nicely. So the motorized bounty hunter,
when you posted the picture of it.
Yeah, may or may not make the list, but I'm still pleased I did it. It was very fun.
Okay, and for people who want to do something similar, where did you get the scooter from?
Remarkably good question. If I'd thought about it, I would have had the answer prepped. I'll find out while we're chatting in a second.
Because every time you play your quads, people always ask.
That is true. They do. I'm sure I can find it because it'll be in my search history somewhere. But no, the other thing I've got that I want to do something with is I've picked up a pack of the new Datarazi. I haven't gone mad before you think I'm jumping and playing Morats. I want to include a couple of Krakot Renegades at some point because I think the profiles are really good. For 14 points, the extra chain rifles, the meta chemistry, the forward deployment, they could be a real nightmare. So I need to convert a couple of those to look like Krakot Renegades. So,
big shoulder pad. That's all you need.
Yeah, apparently a big shoulder pad, and I've got some old mines. I think came from Forge World years ago. I've no idea. They're not in the original bags. I've no idea where they came from. I can probably glue those to the chest, then green stuff some straps to do the chest mines. So they're also potentials. So hopefully you're making notes over there, Void.
I think Void's seen 3 hackers in 200 points and is like, oh dear. There goes my heavy infantry.
Yeah, my Evo bot may come in very handy here.
But again, yeah, I'm not convinced I'm going to go that way because I think I'm trying to put a square peg through a round hole.
I mean, just concede now, mate. Torchlight are broken.
Nicola Rissett says, Ikari have access to Karikuri. Having one of those in the list can go a long way.
I have considered that. They are quite expensive, though, for 200 points. They're like 30, 40 points or thereabouts, aren't they?
That's an average 11 point, isn't
it? Don't they?
Yeah, but they're a colossal pain to put down.
They are. And they are something I keep looking at, but it's the points value has put me off at 200 points. They've made a couple of 300-point lists, but yeah, I do appreciate the suggestion, though. They are good, and they are definitely on my radar. I can't find this model now. I will put it in the comments when this goes up as a video afterwards, because I didn't plan ahead, because it's me and I'm rubbish.
Yeah, well, you just have to answer it on every time you use it in a battle report and comments. That's fine.
So yeah, that if anyone has any suggestion for a Ikari company list at 200 points, that'd be appreciated. I'm now playing Uplink Center, which will. I mean, hackers and engineers do get a bonus in that. I think
you're facing heavy infantry, so that's where you want. That's where you want the hackers.
It's also my comfort zone, which is part of the idea. Is I'm supposed to be playing outside my comfort zone. So I should probably not be including the druids with the pictures to cover the table with repeaters and then turn everybody off. That's what I do with my nomads. So I should probably know. If there
Yeah,
is,
play something else. Yeah, play evil pirates that just want violence.
yeah. So yeah, I'm afraid my update isn't very big because I kind of got stuck with what to put in the list. And when you don't know what you're going to put in the list, it's difficult to know what to build and paint. At one point, I had a 200-point list that had Scarface in, but
You're a dirty man.
We know that.
you just told me to play the bad guys and do the violence, and now I'm getting told off for playing the bad guys and doing the violence.
Okay.
Also, before we move on, where's this thing come that I don't like a photo montage? When have I ever said I don't like a photo montage?
Oh, loads of times.
Okay.
Loads of times.
I just don't remember. Fair enough.
I do love winding you up, mate.
You're so good at it as well. Years of practice.
Years of practice. So, my game with Tam is next Monday, so that one should be up in a couple of weeks. Let us know how you, what you think about that one. So that'd be good. Other things to note, I think we're about so close to 2,000 subscribers. So if you are watching this and you're not a subscriber, just ding that bell or whatever you do, and let's get us over that 2,000 point mark. That would be awesome. Which always amazes me how many people we get watching us just basically turn up, have a mate and film it. The amount of people who watch it, just amazing, mind-boggling, really is, and we really appreciate every one of you.
We do.
But it'd be nice to get over that 2,000 subscribers. So if you are watching it, just click on subscribe. That'd be cool. Anything else that we need to mention before we go?
I don't think so. Nothing else from me. Any closing words from yourself, Void, or you, Tam?
Not that I can
No, I
think
don't
of.
think so.
Okay.
Wish me luck.
Good. I have. Great luck. Void, your luck could be terrible. I'm okay with your luck being really, really bad.
Yeah, stay tuned. I'll show you how to lose with Torchlight and show you how they can be taken apart. Don't worry. That you can be assured of.
Yep. If you are a member, don't forget, and you can't get onto Discord, drop me a DM in Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, and we'll get you sorted out. The next giveaway is going to be for the event exclusive model. This
Varangia.
stupid profile. Yeah, stupid profile. You just need to. You have to kill these first. If you ever face them, shoot these first, because they just run up to you and just batter you. Yeah, shoot these first. But yeah, he's lovely. Really nice sculpt. I like the base. I like the big tactical rock on these things, because it's just a big ice cube, which Tam probably doesn't like. But we'll give that away in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, I think that's it. So I will say goodbye from me.
Yes, thank you all very much for watching. Have a good week. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.